Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach. Reason why is because nobody spends as much time on their clients as I do, and nobody has the kind of coaching that I do. I designed this coaching specifically in mind with the kind of attention that is necessary for every person to really succeed in today's world and just about any world, actually, for that matter. I coach with audio exchange, as well as phone sessions. I don't think that any coach really gets it out there or has time, and I make time for my clients. I have about 20-25 clients at a time, at any given time. And some people, conclude their coaching, and some people come in. The best idea is always to pre-book with me. The link is below to my website. You can always reach out to me if you have any questions before booking. There is that. You can also book me for an hour to answer any questions that you might have. And so the reason I created this is because I was coaching privately for 7 years before I came on YouTube about a year ago. Yes, and I just became frustrated how much misinformation there is out there and how people make it so fucking difficult. It's not difficult at all. And I hope that, you watch more than one of my videos slash audios, and you get to know my personality before booking with me, but also to really kind of like situate yourself with the idea that it's not that difficult if you get right to it. I coach very thoroughly. This is why it doesn't take years for me to transform somebody's life. Some people just choose to stay with me for longer, to do touch-ups, to do this and that and the other, because, as you progress through life, different things happen and this and that. And I believe that my clients just like me. And, it's just what it is because I like them. It goes both ways. There's no one-way love. And so because of this, because of how much I love what I do, I put my heart and soul into every single client, and I know how to do it. Okay, people who make it extremely complicated, one, don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Two, just, stringing you along for the money. I charge money, obviously, for the work that I do. I don't charge nearly as much as I should for a reason. Because I really want for people to be able to afford it. Even if they cannot afford, it for the longer duration, they can afford at least to spend a month with me. I mean, if that's all you can do, then do it. And it will still be remarkable for you. I cannot express this enough because the work I do in 1 month on a person, it's like 10 years in therapy. Seriously though, true story. Ask any of my clients, and by the way, you're welcome to submit your reviews if you wanted to. Some people keep asking me for reviews. Nobody has ever asked me for that because, I don't know. It was just word of mouth in the beginning for me. But if you want to submit your reviews, go ahead and do it. You can email me. We don't need to go into your last name and this and that. Just the first name will do. But, if you want to, that's fine. I think the best review is, for me personally, is when I hear a person is doing better, doing well, and all that jazz. All right. The best option, two options, okay? And the links are below in the description, by the way. If you want to book coaching with me, it's audio unlimited or unlimited phone sessions, okay? In both cases, we are interacting 2 to 3 times per week, all right? So I need time to review your audios. It's like 2 to 3 hours per audio because I transcribe it by hand. Okay, that's how I do it. I'm old school, and I'm really, really like serious about every single person that comes into my coaching. And so then it takes me, I need to think about what I need to say to you, la la la, meditate, and then I record my own audio in response to you. In the case of phone sessions, obviously we're on the phone. I record these sessions. But again, I need to re-listen back to what was said. Again, parenthesis, if I haven't mentioned this, every time I do this recording or any recording at all or any conversation at all that I have with my client, I channel. I don't know how I do it. I just do it. Many times when I re-listen back to my audios for the channel or for my clients, I don't fucking remember what I said. True story. I just don't. I go somewhere else so that the bigger consciousness can come in and instruct the person to do what they need to do. I'm not fucking perfect. Don't think about this for a second that I am perfect. Not at all. I think I've learned this somehow, some kind of way, how to channel. I don't know how to explain it. I just do it. Okay? And so once you book the coaching, just sign the agreement, scan it, sign it in physical form, and date it, and then we go. If you want to have a conversation with me for an hour before signing up for the month or whatever it is, it's totally fine with me. Just let me know what availability you have. Okay, again, all the information for me is below. It's such a marvelous weekend in New York City right now. We're going to have the Columbus Day parade on Monday, I think. And I love this time of year. It's just, for me, autumn, fall, it's about generating income, generating fruits of your labor. And so we're going to talk about money. All right. So the subject of today, money, that's the easy part. The scene in Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves, when they go on the rooftop and there's this infinity pool and this and that, and it's not actually there. It's kind of like computer generated, however you call it. And he goes, well, when do we talk about money? Well, money, that's the easy part, he goes. And I really want to say that. Money, that's the easy part. Wealth is like a costume that you put on. Today, you may be fucking broke. You may have minus, $300 million in your account. Something. But it doesn't mean that you cannot wake up to $1 billion the next day. I'm exaggerating for hilarity of things. But today, you may have no money. Or little money, not enough money to pay anything. And you know something, tomorrow or today, you can create something so formidable. It's just an idea away, a thought away, an inclination away, an inspiration away. Money is inspiration. Money is inspiration. Nobody has ever created money out of need. Can I tell you something? Out of need, you can go to a 9-to-5 job and slave there for the rest of your days. Or you can become an entrepreneur, an idea person. Everybody's genius. And I look at people, I'm like, don't you know you have the divinity genius within you every single second of the day? Every single second of the day, you have the access to divinity, to developing those ideas that will bring you millions of dollars. Do you think Elon Musk is so formidable and so unique? No, he's not. I think people who have tremendous wealth operate on a higher frequency. I've met many different people like that. There's no distinction physically or in any other kind of intellectually and this and that between this person and that person that has no money. But they have some kind of magnetism around them. And you know what the magnetism is? Don't worry, I'll wait. I think you guessed it. They invested in themselves. They've made peace with themselves. They've become a true friend of who they are. and have allowed themselves to be that person, to be that enormously wealthy person. They've said, it's okay. I can come from poverty, from Ukraine or wherever. I'm coming from South Asia, South America, wherever it is, I'm coming, India, and I can become a fucking billionaire. Do you think becoming a billionaire is such a hard task? It is not. It's not. Most of them you don't know about because they don't give a fuck about putting their face in this and that over there. They just want to do things that are passionate about. So we go back to passion. Whatever you're passionate about. I mean, you can be, I like to give this example to my clients sometimes. Like, you can be sitting and having a martini or something, and the toothpick that it takes for you to pick up the olives, somebody makes that. Somebody is a billionaire making that fucking toothpick. Somebody's a billionaire putting the ink in your pen. Somebody's a billionaire making those plastic bags on fucking dry cleaners. You don't have to be so genius. In other words, develop the skill of thinking, what do people need? How can I be of service? How can I better the world? That energy always translates into money. I have this story really quick. I'm going through my notes, by the way, because for me, it has become important. I had this instance when I started my business. I think it was like 12 years ago now, my fashion business. And I just left my drug addict boyfriend. I've rented an apartment, and I was severely depressed. I won't lie. I was sad, all right? And my days were consumed with trying to kind of like map out what's next. I'm a motherfucking dynamite when it comes to let's go, let's do now, whenever. Even if I feel sad, I have the strength within me to pull it all together and create shit. Always. I have the ability to tap into it. Again, don't know how I do it, but I do it. And so I put together a little plan. I wouldn't call it a business plan, but essentially the kind of money I would want to raise and this and that. And within a couple of weeks, I, first of all, was not a trained, creator in terms of sewing. I have taken, I've been sewing since I was 6. All Russians do. I mean, I'm Russian. I made no secret of it. And when I was 6, I just, I knew how to sew. My mother sewed, and, her mother sewed, and everybody sewed in the family. We had the singer, thing with the paddle and this and that. And the machine, if you're not familiar, it's an antique, and my family still owns it. And so for me, I just knew that this is my rescue. This is my kind of like life jacket to get to the next stage of my life. Within a week or so, I've made more money than I've ever made within a year in modeling. True story. Now, this was scary for me because I was like, wow, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. I sold out of all of my things that I've made, okay? And I don't even know how I did it. I just did it. Called everybody that I knew, called photographers, models, people in the industry, everybody I knew. I've exhausted my contact list, and everybody was like, yes, Anna, whatever you need, we'll show up, we'll do I made more money than I've ever made in a week in modeling, suffering and not liking it, right? So now think about this. You right now in your job, or wherever you are in your progress, how much money are you making a year, right? And so think about how not passionate you are in this situation, and how passionate you can be within the parameters of your passion. I hope this makes sense. I gave it my all. If I was awake, I was working. And today it's the same story, not because I have to anymore, but because I want to, because I'm passionate about coaching. I'm passionate about design. I'm passionate about inventions that I have. I'm passionate about everything. This is what money is made of: inspiration and passion. It's not a mystery. And if you don't understand it, get into my coaching and I will explain it to you. If you have resistance towards money, it's because you bought into some fucking bullshit, perhaps that your parents brought into your mind, that somebody else told you. That is a lie. Money is like the air you breathe. It's available to everybody. And the reason why you don't bring it into your life, well, that's your story, and we need to examine it. Kevin O'Leary, I had this clip that I watched on Instagram. Sometimes I'm on Instagram just for funny videos and this and that. And he was like, the first million, I really had to really work hard for. And then I set a goal for 5 million, and that came easier than the first million. And then I set a goal for 50 million, and that came even easier. Why? Because the altitude that you're dealing with at that level, that's the easy part. 50 million, no problem. $5 is hard. 50 million, easy. Okay? Why? Because that's the altitude, the frequency that you have to reside in for 50 million. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like you eating an apple. 50 million. Voila. Here we are, superstar. 50 million. For what? For your genius. For accepting who you are, for believing in yourself, and for accepting exactly who you are with your genius ideas. Everybody has genius ideas, like I said. And so the story that I wanted to say really quick about my business, I had this situation where at some point I didn't think that I was going to raise money for my business when I was starting out. And like I said, I was depressed, I was sad. And I spoke to my friend then from the modeling agency, and I said, I need about 50K, I think, to create the things that I want to create, meaning, the advertisement and this and that and the other and some other things to supply the fabrics and to pay the people who were helping me. And she said, well, you already know how to manifest. And actually, not for nothing, but she was instrumental in reminding me, because I forgot for a second how to manifest right there. And she said, well, you can attract 50K overnight, can't you? And I said, you know what? I can. Yes, I can. And so I was in my apartment. I didn't have my dog then, but the way she made it sound, it was like, yeah, of course, you can do that. Duh. And I was like, yes, of course I can. And so that night, I went to bed thinking, I've got the 50K. And there's no problem at all. I'm not sad. I'm on my way to success over here. Somehow there was a twist in my brain. I cannot explain it. Where it's like, duh, I'm going to attract it. The next day, and I really mean the next day. In the afternoon, somebody emailed me and said, Anna, I heard you're starting your own company. Would love to invest. Don't worry, you don't pay me nothing back. Just would love to see you thrive, la la la. Where do I transfer the money? I almost collapsed. I was like, I called this girl. I'm like, am I seeing what you're seeing? I sent her the email and she's like, come on, this is it. We're doing this. And so I got the money and I paid the person back. There was no problem with that. But the thing was, how fucking powerful are you that somebody can suggest, yeah, 50K, whatever. And here you are, superstar. And I've done this many, many different ways. But the thing is to inspire you Don't think you're unlimited. Don't think you are so limited that you cannot ask for what you really want to ask. Ask, and ask big. Don't ask for just 50K. I could have asked for probably 150K and could have gotten it. But this is the magic of life. This is the magic and miracles. Now, parenthesis here, another quote from another movie, The Joker from Batman, which I love. If you're good at something, never do it for free. So when this person challenged me about charging for coaching, I'm wicked good at coaching. I know exactly how to read people. I don't have a degree in psychology, but I have taken psychology classes. And I know people. I can read people. I can read people from a photograph, if that's the case. But I can also direct them to become the better version of themselves, if they let me. The idea about money is that you need to tip the scales in your favor. And so if you find yourself in a position where you're not succeeding, no matter what you do in the 3D, well, the 3D is not your friend. The 3D is your slave, right? Make the money your bitch. If you need something, ask for it, command it into fruition. Make it normal. Whatever you're making right now, a month, a year, let's just say, okay, you make $100,000 a year. Make it your monthly salary. It can happen. It can happen, and in an easier way than you can even contemplate. You're genius. Everybody's a genius, like I said. You have something within your mind that's worth millions, billions of dollars. Nobody's more special than the other person. Let me just tell you this. And so make it normal. So yeah, I'm expecting $100,000 a month regular. This is normal and regular for me now. Whereas before, I was, worried about this, that, and the other, this bill, and no, fuck that shit. We're not worried about anything. We're making money over here. Money is like the air that you breathe, like I said. And so, if you're making $100,000 a month, what kind of lifestyle do you have? Are you buying special foods that you enjoy? Are you buying special clothes that you enjoy? What are you doing? Are you investing in real estate? What is the process here? And I think this is the development for everybody, because internally you have to become this person who puts on the costume of wealth, because everything is you. It's going to get outpictured. You need to become this person who's got the balls, quite frankly, to create this vision. I don't care where you're coming from. I don't care what you've known thus far. I don't care what the job, drama, panorama. You are becoming a wealthy person if you let yourself to be, irregardless of everything. Everything comes out of you and everything disappears because of you. So why don't you create the money in your life that you really want? Make it appear out of thin air. Everything comes out of thin air. This is the matrix. This is the power that you've always had. Welcome to this universe of creation. Another movie reference, in the Bond movie, I forget which one it is now, but this woman sits down in front of Bond, the blue-eye, blonde-haired one, and said, "I'm the money." And you know what? I love this because that's how I learned how to be the golden Buddha. I'm the money. Me, I'm the money. I'm made of gold. You over here, you need to understand who you're dealing with. When you treat yourself this way, and I really don't mean just transactionally, just like cash or whatever. I really mean I'm the superpower in my world. And so if you're in my world, you're going to have to understand that I'm the money. I'm the money. You're paying me for my expertise. You're paying me for my gold. I have something special over here that otherwise would not exist. It's not to say I'm better than you and this and that. No, but I am special in my own unique way. I'm the money. I'm the money. I'm the jackpot. If I decide, it really just creates itself, makes itself appear in my universe. And lastly, I want to give a nod to one of my clients who shall remain unnamed because I like to keep everything confidential, like I said, in my coaching. But it was, I think this will help a lot of people. The equation of creating anything in your life is this. Number one, decide what you'd like to create in your life. Make it crystal clear. And number two, don't give a shit if it happens or not immediately. Meaning, don't stress about it. Don't worry about it. Make it inevitable that it comes to you. Not giving a shit doesn't mean that you give up on your idea, on your creation. It simply means that you know it's yours. You just know it's yours, and that's why you don't give a shit. You let it come to you. You don't chase it. You don't beg. You don't no. You don't do all that dumb shit. You do the smart shit by knowing you're the money, you're the jackpot. You're the number one priority in everybody's world. You're the one who matters. Not in a narcissistic way, but in ever so elegantly appreciative of yourself. Okay? And so when you don't really care when it comes like this. Thank you very much for listening. All the information for me is below. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.